For this GTA Online video, I'll be showing you guys a really underrated car in my opinion. It does have some different advantages and also some huge disadvantages, but I do really find this an interesting car. It also has a standard version, which also has its different advantages and disadvantages, and I will really just be comparing both of them against each other, and by the end of this video, hopefully you guys can get a really nice understanding of which one is better. So with this out of the way, let's dive into the video. So of course, if you have not guessed by the thumbnail of this video, I will be comparing the Jester RR Widebody to the Jester RR. There is some really interesting features on either one of these cars. You can find both of these vehicles on the Legendary Motorsport website. The first car that we will look at will be the Widebody, and straight away we can see it does have this kind of insane price of $2.2, nearly $2.3 million. You might also notice it has this livery just slapped on the vehicle. Now, liveries in GTA Online are honestly personal preference, depending whether you like them or not. So to really break down the Jester RR Widebody, it does have a top speed of 118 miles per hour, which is honestly a pretty standard top speed across the standard vehicles. It's not too fast, it's also not too slow. It does of course have that massive price point, but we can see here that it does have some really nice pros. It does come included with the missile lock-on jammer, and the reason I think this is such a nice feature is because then you guys do not have to go through the whole process of purchasing the agency, which by the way, the cheapest one will cost you way over $2 million because you also need to buy the vehicle workshop. So already you are potentially saving a ton of cash, and that is one of the only reasons I think this higher price point is honestly not too bad. Along with this missile lock-on jammer, it also has some insane traction and acceleration. The next thing this also has is some really limited upgrades, which I honestly believe is a pro and con. With less upgrades, you will be spending less money, which I do believe also ties into the overall price, being roughly $800,000 more than the standard Jester RR. To go over some cons of this vehicle, the livery is stuck to the car. You cannot change this thing, which is probably one of the most frustrating things about this vehicle. It of course has the limited customization. It does not have any bulletproof resistance from the back, so you can get shot out of this vehicle, and then it does technically cost $800,000 more than the Jester RR, which we have already gone over. So already based on these pros and cons, I actually do think it is really difficult to even decide first if the Widebody is better. I really think it comes down to its price and the fact that you will not need to buy the agency. If you guys really do like the missile lock-on jammers and maybe potentially do not have the agency yet, I think this is an incredible car. You can pretty much skip the whole step of buying the agency and upgrading it. Another thing that really comes down to your personal preference will be just the look of the vehicle itself. Obviously this is the Widebody version, so the back wheels really do stick out, making it look a little bit more unique in my opinion. Just driving this vehicle around the city just feels incredible. It definitely sticks to the roads. I used to love the standard Jester RR for doing this, just driving around aimlessly, and in my opinion I actually think the Widebody is better at this. It just feels so nice to drive this around. But now that I have covered some different points about the Jester Widebody, we now need to discuss the Jester RR. The Jester RR will have a top speed of 126 miles per hour, which is typically a pretty above average top speed across GTA Online with the standard vehicles. This top speed will make it just a little bit more competitive in races. It also has that price point of 1.4, nearly $1.5 million, so it might be just a little bit more affordable. To talk about the pros, it can be customized, which already is such a nice thing. You can make this car look really nice, and for me at least, I love how the black scheme looks on this. It does handle very similar to the Jester Widebody, and for the most part, I really do not notice a massive difference. One of the big advantages of the Jester RR is that it can be bulletproof from the back, very similar to the Zentorno, and there is a way to specifically do this. You will have to put on the carbon super wing for the spoiler, and I also like to put on the carbon window louvers. I'm not exactly sure which makes this bulletproof. I have seen some people say that the spoiler just makes it bulletproof, but just looking at the car, it looks like the louvers probably do the trick. I just like having both of them on just in case, and you will see in the gameplay when I was shooting this, the bullets did not go through and crack the front windscreen, so just a really nice feature. Probably one of the most underrated things about this car. And obviously for our cons, the missile lock-on jammer has to be bought from the agency via the vehicle workshop, and if we actually take a look at this, the cheapest agency already is just a little over $2 million, and then if we add the vehicle workshop upgrade with nothing else, we are already spending $2.8 million. The only way that you guys could get around this is if you have GTA Plus and take the Jester Jester RR to the Vinewood Car Club garage. In there you can then access the Amani tech upgrades and put on the missile lock-on jammer. However, I would not advise this. You are technically spending money every month for GTA Plus. I think I have only had GTA Plus one time at the very start when it was released. It definitely has some more benefits now. However, that is completely your choice. You can make a decision if you want that. I don't think it's worth it still. So altogether, I really do think it depends if you want the missile lock-on jammers or not. If you guys already have the agency with the vehicle workshop, I would personally recommend the Jester RR. You can then customize this to your full extent, make it look super clean. Of course, have the bulletproof resistance from the back. But then if you guys are a sort of newer player maybe, the widebody version will probably be a better choice. Just having the missile lock-on jammer upgrade included, without having to have the agency, is genuinely so nice. But you will arguably have a worse version of the Jester, especially with its customization options. You can honestly not do too much with this, but the performance of the Jester widebody is extremely nice. So if you guys don't really care about how your vehicles look, I would actually recommend it. And then if you guys have a ton of cash, I would probably just end up getting both of these vehicles, but I definitely still lean towards the Jester RR and not the widebody version. I love the fact that you can customize the Jester RR, make it look super nice. It has some really nice different things that you can put on this, overall making your vehicle look incredible. To show you guys their different comparisons again, you can see on screen that this is all of the things. I honestly thought that the top speed of the widebody would have been better, and it did really surprise me when researching this video. I thought it would have been at least 130 miles per hour, or at least the same. I think the price is a pretty tricky one to navigate as well, with their different advantages. Like I have already mentioned, I really do think it comes down to the missile lock-on jammer. If you guys don't care about that, I would genuinely just buy the standard Jester RR. You can then get it for cheaper, and you don't have to worry about purchasing the agency. For example, if you guys play solo in invite-only sessions, you will never really need the missile lock-on jammer, but then for those of you guys who play in public sessions, you probably do need it. So it really comes down to what you need. And just comparing the vehicles and how they look, I think it is kind of obvious, but I definitely prefer the standard Jester. I mean, just look at this on the Rockstar editor. I just think it looks so nice. And I am honestly not a big car guy. I'm not big into cars or anything, and I still really do like the look of this. But yeah, I'm really intrigued to hear your thoughts on these two. Have you guys got any of these Jesters? If you guys have, make sure that you leave a comment below and give me your suggestion. Maybe even tell me why you guys picked up your certain Jester. I think a lot of people just don't really like the livery that is attached to the widebody, and I think it is a shame that Rockstar did that. I believe if they did release the widebody Jester with more customization, a lot more people would probably consider it. But yeah guys, hopefully you went on to enjoy this video. Hopefully you guys found the comparisons as fair as possible. I tried to keep it really balanced. If you guys went on to enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. I always appreciate your support. And if you are new here and like the channel, subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss a video. Finally guys, stay safe, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.